Hey, you guys. Well, I'm back. I've got coffee. I got pencils. I'm kind of a mission. Haven't been mostly doing Instagram and Facebook. Haven't been doing a video because I've been trying to figure out like what's the next direction. So I've been really kind of watching a lot and really looking, talking to Corey a lot. Like, what's the next step? And finally came up with an idea. But I want to start out with a story. It's a true story, not one of my BS stories. And it kind of will give you an idea about why I want to go in the direction that I'm going, with you guys. We get a lot of really nice mail and really appreciate it. And it's really fun. There's a lot of glare on here. Okay, so I teach at, of course, San Jose State, and I love it. And I love the kids, and they're very respectful, and they're just terrific. And I've been there 22 years, and of course we own our own art school, Sheldon's Art Academy. And Sheldon is just a name that the students wanted because it kind of means Jewish mom. And when the kids come in, they're really loved. And I melt. And when I walk into my San Jose class, I literally melt. And the kids have me wrapped. They just have to look at me and they can get a good grade. But I also taught at a private school, and a very different atmosphere. And one of the days, the kids, they really attacked, and they said they were tired of my stories, and they were tired of, hearing about what I've done for a living, and which is kind of interesting because that's kind of why you go to art school, to learn from the experiences of your teachers. So what I did was I came in one day, and I told them about a phone call that I had from a very old friend, Lisa, and I said, Lisa and I were just such old friends. We spent, I said, I've known Lisa for so long, I don't remember ever meeting her. And the kids were really listening. They were just completely engaged. And I started telling them these stories about Lisa and things that Lisa had done. And I said, Lisa, we've known each other for so long. What are you doing these days? And she said, Sheldon, I do whatever I want. And I go, why? She goes, I learn my fundamentals. I practice my fundamentals every day, and then I just apply them to whatever comes my way. I said, Lisa, that is really cool. And we talked about it, and I told the class about the conversation, and they were so engaged. And I said, Lisa, we've been friends for so long. Do you mind if we continue to talk each week, and keep in touch, and maybe I can share your stories with my class. And every week I would come into class, and it was funny when we were hanging up the phone. She was screaming my name, Sheldon, Sheldon, and I said, yeah, what's up? She says, Sheldon, you talk too much. And we both laughed as only good friends can do. And I always laugh because, in class, you're getting paid to talk. I mean, you're getting paid to lecture. It's a lecture class. But when I come home, I'm like a complete and total introvert. I'll go for days without talking. I work. And I'm an artist. I work and study. But I said, you're right, Lisa. And we laughed, So every week I would come into class and the kids would ask, did you talk to Lisa today? And I said, as a matter of fact, I did. And I said, what did she tell you? What did she say? They were so engaged by the stories that Lisa, had told me each week. And I would tell them the story that Lisa told me, and they loved it. Then one day the kids asked, do you think we'll ever get to meet Lisa? And I said, sure, I think you could. And they said, when? And I go, whenever you want. And they said, really? I said, yeah, you can meet her anytime. And they go, why? I said, because I'm Lisa. And you could just hear a pin drop in the classroom. Lisa was just telling the stories that I've been telling them the whole time. I was Lisa. One kid yelled out, F-bomb me. And another kid said, I liked her. It's like they liked her, but they didn't like me. It was like a real teaching moment. I was amazed. It was really fun. Well, a couple years later, the school was attacking me pretty good for reasons, I don't know. It was just time to attack, And we're in this meeting, and they are just tearing me apart. And I said, I'm surprised you guys haven't brought up Lisa. They go, you're right, you're right. And they said, you are not allowed to make up characters and act them out in your classroom. And I said, I'm amazed that I can get in trouble for successfully acting out, inventing and acting out a character, and having the kids believe it. The timing was so good that the kids believed it. And I'm so surprised that I'm getting in trouble for doing that at a film school. And it really opened my eyes to what's going on out there. And I thought, what I want to do on this next series of videos, because we have our videos that you guys have been getting, and they have all the fundamentals in them. What's all the fundamentals? They have the fundamentals, the stuff we practice every day. But what if we apply those fundamentals to Lisa, to everything, and show how what you learn in your fundamentals you can actually apply to on the job? And that's what the next series is going to be. It's going to be our Masters series, but it's going to answer your questions. You'll be able to, none of this, write in a question and pay money. You just buy the video. Be fair, buy the books, buy the video, and they'll be priced really well. But I will answer the questions because I've had thousands of students, and they pretty much, the questions they repeat. And then hopefully we can get you guys to live your dream, as I get to be so lucky to live every day and work as an artist, and I love it. And that's all, I'm paying it back and paying it forward. So this is Ingris, as you've been looking through, and he is my buddy. I love Ingris. And so this has your fundamentals. So what I thought I would do is take Riley and compare Riley to my character. So this is our summer program we're doing at our school. We're just about to start. And it's really fun. It's a no-talent circus. So this is my characters that I designed using just the fundamentals. So this is my the ventriloquist, and this is his dummy. But he's not a good ventriloquist, so he has a real guy. And he's kind of cute when he's the ventriloquist, when he's playing, the dummy and the ventriloquist. But when he's not very cool. He's just kind of, hey babe. And he's just kind of one of those kind of guys that creeps you out. So this is my character, and here's my turnaround. And this is all just the fundamentals. So we're 7 minutes into this intro. Let me show you how what's learning just the Riley method, which is really just organizing rhythms and planes. There's not much more than that. But applying your rhythms and planes and structure. And then I'll structure this guy out and show you the same thing. So this guy here seems to look pretty close to this guy, kind of. Could be, maybe. So let's go ahead and do it. So let me see. I'm going to be here. And let's see. Here's the top right there. I'm just looking at my camera in here. So we'll do these videos, super chill, super relaxing, no real stress, no mysteries, none of this, oh, it's art, so it's got to be really difficult, and you only make it if you, I don't know, go to certain planets and do this, or, it's just, just learn your fundamentals and apply it. My mentor, Dave Master, who is my best friend and my mentor, he talks about a Harvard study, and it's called Flexible Performance Capabilities. They did this study to really kind of come up with the obvious. If you get really good at one thing, you can apply it to another. So here's your Riley rhythm chart, and again, we teach it to, 7 and 8-year-olds at our school. So it's really one circle. We teach this in our videos, 2, 3.5. And then you're going to go past the mouth with this going this way, and then past the mouth over the ear. Here's your side plane. Okay, you want to find where the ear is, you just do simple perspective. There's your jaw. Okay, and then the mouth lines up with the jaw. And I do skeletal reconstruction, so a lot of times I use a Riley chart with that too. So here's your your nose going across like this. And then it goes over your brows. And you have the old phantom going this way for your jowls. And that's your Riley, and then your planes. So if you look at it, you can pretty much go from anywhere. So we'll go, okay, here's the nose. So it's rhythms and planes will give you your structure. And one of the problems that I see a lot is, there's still this copying and rendering. And, I don't mind rendering. I think it's great. I render. But you want to make sure that you're dealing with your plane. So we come up here, we step down, come along the nose, step down into the philtrum, and then into the lips here, which line up to your center of your mouth. I'm going to show you guys all kinds of tricks. Like, I don't know if you know that your fangs of your teeth line up with your nostril, which lines up with your tear duct. So you can pretty much kind of start from anywhere. And I'm not drawing a portrait of him. I'm just having some fun. So if you can get these fundamentals down, which we have in our videos, which is just head drawing, but head drawing that you can use in animation, figure drawing, but not just copying the model, but figure drawing, where you can turn that that figure. You have to be able to draw the same drawing over and over again. And in animation, if you're animating on twos, it's you're gonna have 720 drawings per minute. Now right now I can hear you guys talking out there. I can hear you say, yeah, but we don't do traditional animation anymore. I know, but it still applies to digital. I mean, I'm sitting in a studio. I have a complete Mac setup on my laptop with an external monitor and 2 iPads. And then I have, the iPad Pro, which is amazing. And then I have a complete Apple setup, with this Antique. So, of course we're digital, but the point is, if you don't understand the animation and how to do key poses and how to get everything to work, and how to lock your keys, doesn't matter what medium you're using. So, I'm going to show you guys. We're going to take all the fundamentals and just blow it out, and we're gonna let Lisa into the room, and Lisa's gonna show you how, just by her, just studying the fundamentals every day, which she does. She wakes up every morning, and she says, "When do I get to draw today?" When she goes on vacation, she doesn't really care much about the clothes she brings, but she might be planning what bag and what sketchbooks to bring months before the vacation. Every day she wakes up and it's like, when does she get to draw today? Now, she is working as a professional artist, so of course she's at her desk and she has deadlines, and they're as bad as, and they're fun, but also, intense. But then, she'll be real tired from doing her deadlines, but then she'll go out to lunch or go out to dinner with the family, and then she sketches. And that's the whole idea, is that we're utilizing what we love with, work and play. So, and then, the confession is, I'm Lisa. Okay, so here we go. I would say that was one of the funniest moments it had to have been of my life. And I've done some crazy stuff, and it takes a long time to come up with this stuff. You can't be this ridiculous, just that easy. I mean, I spend months sometimes coming up with, a really stupid joke. Here we go. And the whole Lisa thing just had those kids. And they hated me for it, but it was worth every minute of it. I hope it's a very long and healthy and successful hate, but it was really fun. Okay, so now we're going this way. And you see, when you just get the planes, you see. And now, let's see how much time we have. Okay, we're only at 14 minutes, which is really cool. So you're just going to learn, and I'm going to put you through all kinds of exercises. Now let's have some fun. Now we're going to take it, okay, we're over here. So we're going to move this along. I'm looking through the view thing. So here we go. So that's just simple planes, okay? And be able to just write them. But, it's got to work. Like, here's the nostril, lines up with the tear duct. Here's the end of the mouth, lines up with the center of the eye. If there's a fang, it'd be right there, which lines straight up. This would be the fang in the mouth, lines up here. I know this is a Caucasoid. It's a Caucasian because of the nasal opening here. It's then, 5 millimeters off the nasal aperture. All this stuff, I do in forensics. The greatest mentors are a gal named Tracy, and Tracy's one of the most fantastic mentors teaching me to do facial reconstruction, and the greatest mentors. So here we go. Okay, now we take this guy. Here we go. When I designed this guy here, I actually designed him so that he can be reproduced. So I'm going to go, here we go, and here he is. So that's my gesture. Okay, and that's him. So now I could animate just like that and really get in there and feel the rhythms. Now, what he is, he's got a box shape. I'm looking up at him, so under the box. Here's my center. There's my perspective. Boom. There's my center. Okay, that's the side. Now, next thing I did is I designed a box coming out this way, kind of a little wedge. Then from there, I brought this down into a triangle. And this is what we used to do in the studios so that we can draw the character over again. And I took that triangle, brought that into a box, so I can do center. So there's the center of the box right there. Then from there, brought that down so I can put in the chin coming off of there. It came right off of that center. Then brought the jaw to line up what will be the bottom of the nose. And then coming in here. Right here is the ear, which is a triangle. See? Then we put in a mask to put the eyes in. Riley. Now coming off that mask is a straight line here. Goes into the nose. And then goes down. It's going to go just past that wedge, come back up kind of the center of the wedge, and there's your nostril. Underplane, top plane, so you get the nice box shapes here. This is going to go into his eye shapes. I have an apex on the eyes going like that. Then the eyebrows fit right on that mask. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of blow it out, get you very, very affordable videos, just like the ones we have now, and pretty much apply all of these fundamentals to the industry. That is animation, character design. It's going to be character design, environments, props, animation. We'll do some storyboarding. Now, have I done all that? I was a cleanup artist, but I was extremely inquisitive. I did get promoted to animator when I was 21. I started in the industry when I was 19, and I got promoted at 21. And one of the times we had a layoff, and then I asked the directors if I could just come in and just study. And they said, absolutely. And I was in there every day, and finally just kept testing and kept animating, and they would show me. Now right here at this point, there's the mouth. See where this comes together? So I can animate that now. He doesn't talk much up there. Then between here and here, just go like that. There's his mustache right there. So the mustache is halfway. Anyway, so I got promoted to animator, and then we had a strike, and we lost the strike. So we all kind of went back. So I love animation. I love to animate. To me, it's a drug. for background painting. I fell in love with this woman named Ann Gunther, and she passed away recently. It was really sad, and people say, like, why didn't go to the thing? I would just cry, and I would run down to my desk, and she would teach me. Which is at break time I would run down to her desk, and she would be waiting for me, and she taught me. So I got promoted to background painting, which was like one of the greatest experiences. But I've been in the industry since involved in it since I was 13. And the one thing my old teacher taught me was how to read a studio. Like, you literally can walk into a studio and be able to read it. And I went home and told my wife, I said, there's going to be, this doesn't feel good. And I turned down the promotion, which was one of the hardest things. But, when you're married, you have a baby, and you love your wife and you love your kids more than animation, which is saying a lot because I live for, animation. And I turned down the promotion, and a few weeks later, they laid off the background painters. So my whole career would have lasted about a week, 2 weeks. But boy, did she teach me a lot. So we'll cover a lot of that information that she taught, and but how it applies to the fundamentals. Now here's the back of the ear. So we're going to go like that, and that's the neck. And then we have to come back to the back of the ear here and go like that because we have to animate it. Okay, so here's my guy. So we'll do that. From the age of 13 on, my teacher taught me, the industry, when to hire, when to fire, how to ramp up a movie, how to manage a film, all this. So I don't know, do I know it? Well, it doesn't seem to be anything, it seems to be second nature because I don't remember ever not knowing it because, it started so young. So we'll pass that down for you guys, and we'll get into that. So we'll get you a whole education, and we'll be able to do it affordable, and hopefully you don't have to worry about having a professor having to invent a character named Lisa, so that the professor can actually teach something in a classroom without getting shut down by the students and the university. Here we go, and here we go, and this goes back. Tie this guy down a little bit. So here's my character. And I just designed him in one night. It was really fun. To bring the nose out a bit, like this. So he's a real quiet guy. Because, his dummy does all the talking, the ventriloquist. But the dummy's real, a real guy. And he's a wild guy. He's like the type of guy, that if you meet him out somewhere, you just go, ew. And, we've all met people like that. My characters are probably like that. I've had, students freak out over the characters I invent. They go, your character's creepy. Yeah, it says in the script, creepy character. So, but why does he have to be so creepy? Because he's creepy. I mean, Silence of the Lamb, the guy was creepy. He creeped me out. So, okay, then we go like this. See, and we go like that, and there's your side planes here. And then we go, that way. Then we go that way, side plane coming like, here's the box shape. He's all, and you could animate it, you could really turn it. Okay, so it's going to take a little while. I have an extremely busy schedule coming up. I'm going to be mentoring 25 students, and I'm literally going to throw, my wife always says, you always do that anyways, you always say, I'm going to throw everything I got. I walk into every Friday when I teach, and every day I walk into my school, I say, today's going to be the best day, I'm going to give it everything I've got. But in this case, I'm going to do something that you have to have the right kids to do it, where I'm literally going to sit down and find out what is that thing that just makes their purpose, as an artist, what makes them, tick as an artist, what do they love? And then I'm going to throw all the resources at them, and and get them moving in that direction so that they can wake up every day and just, get everything that this crazy industry in life has to offer them. So this will be the beginning for them. I've got some coming back that will be moving more advanced. And I don't know, teachers out there, if you don't, the basic philosophy is, to me as a teacher, is every morning you wake up and you think, what can I do for my students? And then you go into that classroom, and they're your entire reason for being there. They're the reason why the school is there. Without those students, there's no reason to have administration or a parking lot or a cafeteria. They're the reason why we're there. So I listen to the kids. My TAs and I, we know that we can change the classroom on a dime if it's not working. Sometimes the kids attack you, but you say, okay, well, that's what we got. But you still love the kids, and then you go to bed at night and you say, tomorrow, what can I do for those kids? And as you go through your week, you say, what can I do? If there's a book and you think it's going to benefit those kids, you buy the book. If there's an art supply, you buy the art supply and you bring it into the classroom and you show them. And the most important part is that when you're up there lecturing and you stop and you say, wait a second, if I show them this, they are now competition. And they can compete with me. And then you better show it to them. And because if you're not that secure as an artist, why are you teaching? So you give it to them, and hopefully they don't use it against you. But I'm still studying every minute, every day. So hopefully they can beat me, because they're the next generation and it's their turn. Okay, so this and this are the same. Let's see if we got it. Okay, so when we learn our rhythm charts and our planes, we can apply them to our fundamentals. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Give me some time. Write to Corey. Tell him what else you want. But we're going to cover just massive, massive, massive industries. And if you're out there in a place where you don't have the industry, guess what? Now you do. All right. I do love my students. I love them so much. And I'm so honored every day that I get to walk in there. I still don't know why I'm chosen and I get to do it. I've been asked to do it, but every day I walk into the classroom and every morning I wake up, it's like Groundhog Day. It's fresh. Yes, I talk a lot, but only in the classroom. And let's kick some butt. So give me some time, put it all together, and I'm going to mentor some kids for the next 8 weeks, and then I'm going to work with them for the whole year. And then I'm already planning my semester at San Jose. And for that university who didn't like Lisa, hey, I think it's successful. Okay, you guys, tell Corey what you want, and thanks for listening.